We're back, Four Downs Coach D Radio Show, live here at the beautiful Hilton Garden Inn in the big town of Roanoke Rapids, North Carolina. And want to send a special thanks to Mr. Randy and the people over there at Rand Sports Graphic and Screen Printing. Make sure you check them out for all your screen printing needs. Need a t-shirt, need a hat or some family reunion, cookout. Shout out to the cookout tent, by the way. Make sure you go over there to Rand Sports Graphic and Screen Printing. Once again, want to thank Mr. Dylan Jenkins from the Roanoke Rapids Yellow Jackets for coming on the show, talking with me. But nevertheless, now I have two guests on the show with me today, this morning, from the Weldon Chargers, the third place team in the Roanoke Weldon Chargers. I predicted third place, by the way. And that is Mr. James Tank Williams Jr. and Mr. KJ Bonner. How you guys doing this morning?
Great.
I'm all right. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Appreciate you guys for coming on the show. So let me get to Mr. Tank over here. I just, let the people know how this came up, how you got to come on the show this time. What did you say to me at a particular game?
I don't believe it was a particular game. I think it was through social media. It was through Instagram, actually. You always post every week, posting this guy, that guy. I haven't seen a Weldon player up there yet. So I just said it'd be nice for a Weldon player to get up there. Of course, you made the bet with me that, we beat Southeast. Of course, you let me on the show. And if we didn't beat Southeast, I think you gave me 10 words. But, of course, I'm a lineman. Lineman don't run. I came with my end of the bet. I'm on the show.
Yes. And also, too, Mr. KJ Bonner. Mr. KJ Bonner, I've been trying to get Mr. Bonner on the show. And how did this come up?
We was in the barber shop, and I didn't know who you were at first till you introduced yourself, and I was down for it. See
the magic of social media and a haircut. See what that would do for you people. But let's get right into it. You guys have had a kind of an up and down season as well. You guys got out of the gate very fast against Camden County. They took a tough loss to Greensville County, and it kind of went up and down. So just from you, Tank, what has this season been like for you?
Well, of course, you want every season, go perfect, go undefeated. But, I'm happy where we're at now. I feel like we're in a good place, Honestly, to me, I feel like we haven't played together as a team like nobody. We had games where everybody showed spurts, but we haven't showed that true team game or team win. So I think for us to be sitting third in the conference and make the playoffs, I think that's, a big achievement for just the way that we've been playing. We still haven't reached our maximum potential. So I guess that's something to look forward to as we go into the playoffs.
And KJ, for yourself, just the rise of this, kind of the progression of this team since you guys been in school. You guys went from 1 win to 2 wins to 6 wins. So what has that been like, this transition through the years?
It's been amazing, just the process, because we've been doubted, since we stepped into the season, and we just proved everybody wrong.
And also too, you guys just, I know you guys know, Tank made he made all area on offense and defense, and you made it as well. So I gotta ask, what are both of you guys' opinion on that? It's making an all area team, not just just mine for right now, because we don't know about the Daily Herald just yet. But just making it from you, Tank. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, first of all, I want to say thank you. I appreciate, that you think highly enough of that play, my play, that you rank me up there. But I think it just goes to show, the dedication that I put in this offseason. I worked real hard this offseason, just trying to stay in the gym, watching film, just trying to pick up on different things, just trying to make my game evolve as an overall. So it's just nice to see that people notice the dedication I put in, and people see that I see that the work that I put in the offseason translated to the field. So I really appreciate it.
And also you, KJ.
It feels great. It shows that we're eye to eye, and it shows the hard work that we put in on the off season, and including this season, what's going on.
And I gotta ask you this, and I will tell you this face to face, KJ. There was a conversation amongst me and a couple of other young people, and I'll tell you what this person said. Everybody, KJ Bonner's a phenomenal basketball player, by the way, and I won't get into that right now because you guys are still trying to play football, but I know basketball's coming around the corner. And I'll tell you this: a certain person said, if KJ Bonner really really committed to the football side of it, not just not play basketball, play football. There's a few people that believe you possibly could be a D1 talent. You think about that?
Sometimes I do.
But I know basketball is the first love, though, right?
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with it. But guess what? Both of you guys could have a chance to play at the next level. To be honest with you, yes, that goes for you too, Mr. Tank. I know, and that's one of the things I want to ask you. As far as you, KJ, what are your aspirations going into next year to college?
Just trying to have fun with it. Take my time, not rush anything, and do what I have to do.
And also you, Tank.
It's always been a thought of mine is that what would I do next year, whether it's, taking an offer somewhere or just trying to walk on. I think the biggest thing would just be just sort of keeping that mental state, keeping the confidence that I can play at the next level, and the fact that just stay working, keep grinding. I know when I get to the next level, the game's going to be much faster, much smarter, much stronger. So it's just all about just sort of growing, always trying to grow and be ready for when you get that opportunity, once you get your foot in the door somewhere, that you be ready to take that opportunity.
And what's that college? What's the college you're trying to go to? Number one choice. Just give me
number one choice.
I think I know what it is, but
yes, sir. Probably be North Carolina A&T, definitely, and then right there with, of course, Chapel Hill. Just being from Carolina, how could you not?
That's right. And you?
Same number one choice, A&T.
So could both of y'all be an Aggie next year?
Could.
Strong possibility.
Strong possibility. So that means you guys will be roommates? Possibility.
I like new experiences. Give me something random.
Hey, you're locked in for the House Coach D radio show. Live here at the beautiful Hilton Garden Inn in Roanoke Rapids. Got Mr. James Tate Williams Jr. and Mr. KJ Bonner from the Weldon Chargers. So I want to ask you this. I believe I asked Tank before, but I'll start off with you, KJ. I want to know your experience playing for the legendary Coach Grady Williams. What has that been like?
It's really an honor, being able to be coached by him, because he's been coaching for a long time. Like, he's even coached some of my cousins that played football for him. So he's hard on me, but at the end of the day, it's worth it. It's worth it.
And also,
with me growing up with Weldon football, it's like an honor, like KJ said, just knowing how many people played for Coach Grady, know how long he's been here. I think I think he's underrated, just as a football mind. He's like a real film junkie. So it's like we always get to talk, or I can always come to him and practice, like, what if we did this, what if we did that? And he always has an answer for it, because that's how much he studies film, or how each week we have a different game plan. So, like, just the way that he studies film, definitely just how we go through practice. He's a real funny guy, but it's all out of love. Everything that he's do out of love. So we always appreciate it.
And shout out to Coach Grady Williams. Been trying to get him on the show. He won't come talk to me. Y'all already know how that go down. Y'all already know how he does. Well, I'm gonna get him. He coming on the show for this all over with. So want to get into this, and I have the playoff predictions ahead of me. I don't know if you guys seen it. I think they updated it last night. At first you guys were a 7, then they dropped you down to a 9. I don't know if that loss against Northampton hurt it, but nevertheless, you guys are in. You guys know you're in. You just want to know if you're going on the road or are you playing at home. And right now they have you projected to go to Southside. Southside is in the same county with Pamlico and Tarboro. It's a 4-7 team. They just, So what are your thoughts on that as you gear up for later today when you guys will find out where your destination is next Friday?
I think we just gotta prepare ourselves for it. It's the playoffs, it's win and go home, and it's our senior year, so we gotta go with the flow.
The biggest thing, just make sure that the game travels. It's playoffs. Just to be here, a lot of teams will trade places with you, so just make sure that our game travels. Make sure that it really shouldn't matter where we go. We should just show up, worry about what we do, and execute. That should just be the biggest thing.
And the biggest thing around Weldon football this year, the biggest word I've heard throughout the whole season is consistency. Because like you said, you guys will show up in flashes where it looks like you might be a team that can be reckoned with. Then sometimes the wheels kind of fall off a little bit. But you guys could, and if you look ahead, if you guys are able to win this game and everything holds the serve, that means you'll get to face off against Northampton in the second round. And I'm pretty sure that's probably, Yeah, that you guys want some payback after this past week. I won't get into that, and I know it's been some social media talk between a lot of the guys and whatnot. So just your thoughts on possibly playing Northampton. I know you got to get through this week, but just the possibility of playing Northampton in maybe 2 weeks.
Like you said, it could be like it's going to be some talk about it. Northampton is really our rival in the conference. Yeah.
And
Well, after the game, I told Northampton players that we'll see them again. We weren't worried about what is that, the East Championship and just trying to see who's going to stay. But I told them that we'll see them again. So it's definitely something that we're looking forward to. Northampton has a really strong team. They have a lot of seniors, have a lot of senior leadership. So they're definitely a quality team, but I feel like we're just as good as Northampton.
And that's one of the things. I just kudos to you guys because I remember when I came on with the radio last year, and watching you guys last year, you guys didn't quite know how to finish games. Now you guys kind of know how to finish games a little bit. You can tell the difference between one year to the next. And also too, why I got you here, Mr. KJ, as I stated with Mr. Dylan Jenkins, I know that you saw it. You are on the Defensive Player of the Year, one of the nominees. So what are your thoughts on that?
It's an honor. Never really thought myself being on something like that. It shows that how hard I've been working on the off season, and plus like the work that the coach has been putting in with me.
And also too, Mr. Tank, if I can give an award for best, how can I say this? I say best trash talker. You might be on that list because I witnessed you. I witnessed some games where you just wouldn't stop. You wouldn't stop, and there's nothing wrong with that. Like, as long as you keep it in the confines of the game. So if I'm gonna make me a list, and you might be the MVP of that. What you think?
I just want to go on record and say I never initiate the trash talk. I think a lot of times you all see me talking to my own players, but
that too.
I can talk to my own players. We try to keep it in the game. Definitely try to keep it between the whistles, but I just had that mindset. If somebody had a step, you at least gotta talk to them back.
And that's true too. That's the only way you would have it.
Yeah, and especially as being a captain, like I just, you just can't let someone just get all records on you or just your team in general. Yeah, but we just keep between the whistles. And it's always respect. There's no opponent that never disrespect or anything. It's just a part of the game.
And as we start to wrap this thing up, I want to ask both of you on a more serious note. This could potentially, these are your last games that you're playing high school football. This is an experience that you'll never get back, that you can only tell your kids and their kids and everybody else. So for each one of you, what has your experience playing on Friday night been like these past few years?
Playing on Friday nights, it sort of zooms by. Everybody says it always zooms by, but then you're in this position and it's actually you actually zoom by. So it's definitely a difference. I remember starting my freshman year. We had a winning season that year, so I'm thinking, every year this is going to be a breeze. Every year we're going to get deeper and deeper in the playoffs, and then you just realize how fast time goes. Whether it's getting hurt my junior year or just playing, like you don't really appreciate the time until it's here, and it's like, wow, I just had senior night. So it's definitely something that you got to value.
And also for you, KJ?
Same thing. Last year I had suffered an injury, and you just like when you get deeper into like your high school years, you get more concerned about time with your your family on the team, and you don't want that to go away, but it's going to go away.
Yes, and that's it. And look, want to thank Mr. KJ Bonham, Mr. Tank Williams Jr. coming on the show. Finally, Tank, you got on the show. Might have to get you co-host for us all over with, since you're such a great talker.
You might see a slight bump up in ratings. You get me up here every weekend. I'm just saying.
Shots thrown at Coach D. Yes, but once again, I want to thank you guys for coming on the show. I appreciate you. And look, we look forward to possibly seeing you guys on next Friday night. But make sure people, you check out High School OTA. Later on this evening, they're going to have the high school playoff brackets out there. And we'll be back for the Coach D Radio Show.